And what do you guys think about Carrie Fisher in Rise of Skywalker?
Carrie Fisher, I thought, well, something did seem off. Like I could tell that they. I mean, well, first of all, I couldn't tell that they used the archive footage because it looked like it. Her scenes kind of blended seamlessly with the movie, but something just felt off. Well, like you said, like all this shit's going on, and her response is like, real kind of like, yeah. So let's just do this. Like, motherfucker, you about to lose the galaxy. Okay, well, yeah, go fire that. I'm like, so yeah, something did feel kind of off. Yeah, it felt off. And wait a minute, and then I want to say something else too. Not so much about Carrie Fisher, but about Princess Leia herself. So we find out in here that Luke trained her to be a Jedi. Now, I don't know if that's in the books or not, but I had no knowledge that she was a trained Jedi because in Last Jedi, she did that Mary Poppins shit where she was able to fly through space. I said, wait a minute, when did she become a Jedi? And then she even had her own lightsaber and everything. They showed her and Luke in the forest training and shit, and she whooped Luke's ass. So I said, what the fuck did I miss? So and then Ray even called her master. I said, master? I said, look, I had a Samuel L. Jackson moment from Revenge of the Sith. Listen, we accept you on this council, but you are not a master. What? Like, when did Leia become a master, man? What did I miss, bro?
Well, I think in that moment, calling her master was just more like, like teacher, like you're my master in the training of the Jedi arts. But to go back to what you were saying, in the old books and comics, prior to Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilm, Leia did become a Jedi, and there's plenty of books and comics where she does actually become a Jedi. But then, obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but when Disney bought Lucasfilm, there was just so many books and comics, like hundreds and hundreds, that filled in this story. And like I was one of the few fans, I think, that really understood. I mean, there's plenty of that too, but I was one of the many fans that understood, like, okay, for me, I'd rather be able to see Mark Hamill and these characters in another film, even if it doesn't play off of all those stories I've been reading. So, there was no way they were going to be able to give us a story within today's modern world with trying to explain all those books and comics. So I think that was slowly their way of kind of creeping a few elements in, was her, going from just being a little Force sensitive in Empire and Return of the Jedi to like eventually like actually being a little bit more in depth with the Force. That scene with the flashback, I love that, because for me, again, that was like a callback to those books and comics. Even if she's not the Jedi, I wanted to see her be in these films. I love the fact that, number one, I do agree though about Carrie Fisher being kind of off in the movie. I think when you watch the scenes, the only thing I kept thinking was, I loved seeing her on screen. Carrie Fisher was like my first crush of all time. Like love my life still to this day. And she, in those scenes, you can definitely tell it was dialogue that she was having with Han. Like you can definitely tell it was dialogue she was having with Han Solo. And a lot of these scenes, like little things that she would say and the way that she would say them and the way she was looking were very reminiscent of those scenes where she's with Han in the Resistance base right before they go to Starkiller base. Like she was wearing like almost the same outfits in some of those scenes too. So there's definitely that, and you can definitely tell where she was digitally added into certain scenes. So I don't think it was the strongest thing, but I do appreciate how well they wove it into the story for what it was. But yeah, I like seeing that flashback scene, man. But yeah, I know that a lot of people were freaking out about the Mary Poppins scene, as you worded, and a lot of people were calling it that. Whereas for me, like, everybody was like, she's flying. I'm like, she's not flying. She's using the Force to pull herself in, guys. Come on. But everybody's like, she's flying. But I do get it though. I think that these films didn't really have the time to establish everything that they wanted to establish. You know what I mean? Like, say what you want about the prequels, but I agree. Like they didn't flesh everything out either. But they were able to, like you said, tell a cohesive, like, beginning, middle, and end. You know what I mean? That felt a little bit more. I think it's just this movie for me. The Last Jedi feels like a proper, there's things that you may not like about it, but it feels like a solid sequel, at least, to The Force Awakens, whereas this one feels very different and very, very much stands out.
Yeah, now I like Last Jedi better than this film right now, because I have some problems with what they did with certain characters and everything, but overall it's a film from, from beginning to end. He tried some very bodacious moves with the Force and everything, but it was his vision. And this JJ just seemed to be fan service and everybody. Even that Luke Skywalker scene where he literally said, Ryan Johnson sucked my dick, when he caught the Force, like, Jedi doesn't do this with this weapons wherever he was. It's like, this is not what I'm supposed to do. I was like, that's literally shitting on Ryan Johnson, because Ryan Johnson did shit on J.J. Abrams first when he threw it back. Like, you watching this East Coast, West Coast rap beef with directors go down in a trilogy, and we kind of overall, you know what I'm saying, missed the meaning and the story of this whole trilogy. So I think with these three, especially with these two directors, I call them dual directors. It's like the Prestige and shit. With these two dual directors, and let Kathleen Kennedy let them do that, I think overall we suffer from this trilogy. It's going to be more, of course, but from overall, I think we kind of just, you know, because JJ tried to fix it all, you know what I'm saying, with Luke, and you know, and they tried to bring Luke to redeem himself, and he did a little bit to me, but you know, he should have just, like, if that was him in Last Jedi, keep it going, you know what I'm saying? But you don't have to be the super asshole, but you know, but he was really I'm sorry for that movie, Layla. I was wrong. I was like, oh shit, they really trying to retcon this movie. That, you know,